Well, you're not going to get much of a better day than today. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Obviously, it was a little marred, but I was so impressed with a lot of the 2-year-olds. You know, yesterday was a day when, you know, James and I didn't tell anybody else. But I knew that we were going to cut a couple of them loose, right? This was the time. This was the day. This was the sets to cut a couple of them loose and see how they looked. Now, throughout the year, you know, Beef and Cheddar has gone some big miles. He didn't need to be cut loose yesterday. And then he ended up breaking hobble anyway, so it's not a big deal. War We Was Up looked absolutely sensational 2 weeks ago with War We Welcome. Those horses didn't need to be started up. War We Welcome had the day off. So, you know, it left an opportunity for a lot of horses we didn't talk about that much. Listen, sink or swim. Show me what you're made of. And there was a lot of horses really rose to the level they needed to be yesterday. A lot of people didn't see it coming. Sure, we knew I'm a Lovely Lady. Where's the list? We knew that I'm a Lovely Lady and Furly Fringes were nice horses. We knew that, well, they put that set list. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. So we knew that, for instance, Blue Monk was a good horse, but I proved how good Desperado was yesterday. There's no, you know, he's okay, he might be okay. There's no more of that. He's a legit colt, and there's no arguing there. What he did yesterday proved, 1, he's durable, 2, he's versatile, and 3, he's fast as hell. And James or anybody else can't take that away from him. Desperado proved he was one of our best colts yesterday. I'm a Lovely Lady solidified her stature in the barn as being one of the best. Furly Fringes was good. I really just think it was a mental lapse. And I'm glad she got beat yesterday because it showed that I think a horse like her, she's very competitive. But it proves that, my neighbor just hit his alarm. You know, it shows a horse like her that you can't just trot hard for 100 feet out of the turn. The finish line's up there. And don't think for a second some of these horses don't know that. And the momentum and durability and toughness of I'm a Lovely Lady was well on display yesterday. And I think you'll see, as we really tighten down on Furly Fringes, you'll really see that competitive spirit come out. Captain's Maid, I didn't see that coming. And nobody could have. Nobody could have possibly convinced me that Captain's Maid could come first over and beat Better's Hope, Momo, No Free Lunch, So Admirable, Well and Down. Now, Italian Grit, that's a lot for him. He's the only trotter in there, isn't he? Yeah, he was. I didn't know that. But the trip she went, Harry, and I know Harry was surprised too. First over and just ground down Momo into the wire. I think Mario was just buggy riding in the last turn, looked over and just said, Italian Grit's there, and Captain's Maid's there. I mean, I'm going to win. And Captain's Maid said, not today. So Captain's Maid, again, elevating her game and looking great yesterday. And then you saw Won My Heart Hanover's just out for a buggy ride. You know, if we keep her happy and sound until Pennsylvania, I don't know what kind of horse she'll be, but she's legit. She's a good filly. Just out for a little workout yesterday. Her and Amy looked great. Barbie's Crown started to show you she is durable. She's coming on strong this year. Perfect Record. I didn't see this as much as a surprise as Captain's Maid for him to move to the front, control the mile, and then fouled off. Barbie's Crown was coming, and I didn't get to him. And whether Won My Heart Hanover did or not, he did all his work, and he understood the difference between first and third was working that extra bit harder down the lane, and he did. So Perfect Record showing some grit in there. Roy Hill, I was happy to see him. He made a little break afterwards. James thought he just got a little anxious, a little angry because he wanted to go, but he just got his curb crowd 2 weeks ago, and he's the type of horse that would do more than you. If you let him, he would do more than he should, and we weren't letting him yesterday. So I was happy with him. Lincoln Hanover showed how good. What about That's My Girl? I know everybody's going to say, oh, Northern Blizzard looked great. I know Northern Blizzard's a killer. I saw him. You know, I've seen him all year. He's fractious. He's not consistent. But hopefully we can change that. You know, we can put some consistency into him. But That's My Girl looked awesome yesterday. She was coming to me down the lane, and we were smoking on the end of it. And Lincoln Hanover, I didn't notice how good Lincoln Hanover was until after I saw the video, how he was flying on the end of it. Eclair AM, Walk on the Moon, put on some kind of show yesterday. They looked fantastic. Stacy Hanover, as good as she's ever looked, was yesterday. Looked much. Did no vet work to her. Literally took her to the vet clinic, took her off, put her in the cross ties, put her back on the trailer, and went home. And she looked that good. I should just take her to the vet clinic all the time. Just walk around the parking lot and go back home. She looked fantastic yesterday. Tanzanite Tricks looked good. 11th set, we didn't get to see a whole lot, obviously. Broadway Roll and Fox Valley Britska looked absolutely incredible in the 12th set. So a lot of horses looked great yesterday. Let's get right to it. Who did what yesterday? Adrenaline Rush looked good, got bottled up. Kevin is really happy with this colt, and I am too. He's turned into a nice horse. What kind of horse will he be? No one knows. Could be a world champion, could be a grassroots horse, could be a condition claimer. I have no idea, but he's starting to look like a really nice horse. Argento, I caught some flack over the last 2 weeks from people at home. Argento is saying, he's no good, he looks terrible. I went with him all last week. I trained him quite a bit, and he was strong yesterday. The first break he made, he just kind of shied away from Kevin's whips. Not Kevin's fault. The horse, he needs to see that. You're going to see whips out there. So he just kind of threw his head and made a little break. He shouldn't have made it. He caught back up. He settled. And this is the important thing. Sometimes when horses make breaks and catch up, they just want to get right back into it, right? And they end up losing all their energy. That's why you don't see a lot of horses recover from breaks and come back on and be effective. You just don't see it very often. We did 2 years ago in Pennsylvania, but you don't see it that often. So he made a break, and when I caught up to the field, he just kind of sat, mellowed out, relaxed, which I like seeing. And then when all that happened, he ended up getting interfered with, and he was looking great, but we had to stop the set, right? So we all pulled up. Argento, I was very happy with. I've never said that he's going to be a killer, but I thought he was much, much better than he's ever been. His best strides of his life were in the last 4 days. And I've been very, very happy with Argento all week. Barbie's Crown has looked fantastic. She continues to come on and come on and come on. The more muscle and fat she puts on, the stronger she's going to get. This could be a nice filly for us this summer. Beef and Cheddar, throw yesterday out. He broke a hobble. I didn't realize it until halfway through the card. I said, well, just Beef get out of gear in that deep track? And Danny said, no, he broke a hobble. I didn't know he broke a hobble. So we'll get new hobbles for Beef and Cheddar tomorrow. He looked great. Braemar, tough trip for Braemar. First over, and Chris... He probably should have let him go, but nevertheless left him out there. Braemar just kind of sauntered along on the outside, and then Desperado, I kind of squeezed out in between them, and Blue Monk and Desperado sprinted away a bit. And Johnny said after, he goes, he went a tough trip. He said, you know, it was maybe a lot. So they kind of got away on me down the lane. I said, just wait until July. We put enough muscle on Braemar. You just keep getting the brains in his head and teaching him how to do his work properly. And when he puts that muscle on, there isn't a horse in his property he's going to outsprint him later on in the summer. Braemar looked nothing short of awesome yesterday. Bettor's Hope continues to look good. Keep in mind, for those of you who own Bettor's Hope, don't panic. This is a Bettor's Delight colt. I'll panic if he's no good after his second start. He's been good. He's had his decent days. He's never really exploded, really. Like, oh my God, did you see Bettor's Hope today? But that's not a big deal. That's the Bettor's Delight, right? They show up when they have to show up. So Bettor's Hope done all his work well, and I've been very happy with him. Blue Monk has been nothing short of awesome. All along, we were sprinting at racehorse speeds down the lane, and Desperado just got up and beat him at the wire. But Blue Monk still learning how to do his work on the front end and off the pace also. Mario came first over and beat me easily 2 weeks ago in a different set. I believe he beat Frilly Fringes in a different set. And then I put him on the front on a Wednesday training set, and he was unbelievable. He was good yesterday. Still, one of our top colts is Blue Monk. Brilliant Corners was good. Those were 3-year-olds yesterday. He was ended up being beat by Walk on the Moon and Glare AM, but showed some intelligence, showed some versatility, neither of which I thought he had a whole lot of until yesterday. Very, very happy with Brilliant Corners, especially where I talked about him 2 weeks ago. He's still not on my Christmas card list, but he looked much, much better yesterday. Broadway Roll couldn't look any easier. That was just just such a beautiful. I was talking to my brother Mark today, and I asked him if, if he could take the horse up near Goshen with somebody. He gave me a couple of names of people, and I said, well, I want to make sure. I understand that Mark goes with Racenickers horses, and there's some times where Mark won't be able to drive the horses in New York. But I said, the first week is Goshen. You're going to want to drive this filly. She is just a sweetheart to drive. And Broadway Roll just very, very comfortable in training yesterday. Last half in 105, last quarter in 31-3. It just looked easy doing it. Cambridge Star looked like shit yesterday, but he's just funny, right? When you let him get ahead of you in a mile, it's just hard to get his head back in the game. And anytime I've gone with him, I thought he was good. I'll go with him this week and get him straightened around. Not that Jason Wim wouldn't. They're just trying to go easy on the colt. And he's just not a colt you can go easy on, right? He has to be on the right frame of mind. He has to be in the right frame of mind and working hard the whole way. So happy to see Cambridge Star doing well up until this point. Saturday was not his best training mile, but I'm sure he'll come back. Can't Muscle Me made a little break. I said this very carefully in the drone sets, the list of drone sets yesterday. Can't Muscle Me, when I stepped on it with Northern Blizzard, I think she just, you could see her get out of gear a little bit, and I think she just touched her knee a couple of times and made a break. Not a big deal. We can rectify that easy enough, and that comes with constantly that maneuvering them at speed, right? Slow, fast, slow, fast. You need to learn to switch gears, so to speak, and do it fluidly and comfortably. And she will. She's been great. Captain's made just an absolutely tremendous mile yesterday. First over, grinding away. That is a big, big mile for this filly. Improbable. I didn't see it happening. And Harry went by me, and he knew, you could tell he was going to be first over, and he goes, uh-oh. And he ended up first over, and she won. She was unbelievable. So good for Captain's Made, and a great job by Harry. Carry a Big Stick looked terrible yesterday. I think they may have made an equipment adjustment that they didn't mean to make yesterday. Carry a Big Stick's not the soundest horse right now, but he's working through it. You can't put a bunch of stuff on him behind him. They had big high trotting boots on him. I took them off him 2 weeks ago and had bandages on him. They found their way back onto him yesterday. I watched the replay just to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing, and then they were on him. And he's not good with them on. You know, there's a thin line between being able to do your work right and not right now, and he's straddling that line the best he can. And the boots on behind just aren't helping him. And I know that might sound stupid to people that don't train a lot of horses, maybe some people that do, but Carry a Big Stick is a different horse with boots and bandages on behind. With boots on, he can't function great. With bandages on, he's much better, and yesterday was not his best day. So Carry a Big Stick, not a big deal with him. We'll get him back on track this week. Cut the Line, hit a week off, no big deal there. Darling Please is back jogging good now. I know I own her, so maybe nobody cares, but Darling Please is back jogging good now. Looked good on yesterday. I saw Danny jogging her. She looked good. Desperado was nothing short of awesome. I got him as a B-. He's an A+ as much as any horse in the barn is right now. Desperado, I know it's frustrating for me because when I don't go with him, it's like, he's on the right line. He's flatty. You can't do this. You can't do that. And then when I go and the horse is just a beast. And there is no one at the barn that can say anything bad about Desperado after yesterday. Moved him to the front the first lap, sat in the 2-hole, and then when I got room coming out of the turn, sprinted as hard as he could lay his legs to the ground, to the wire, to win the training set. Good horses do that. And that's exactly what he did. And I have no idea whether he's a sire stake horse or what he is. He might win in 150 and he might pace 55. He might pace 2-1. I don't know. But I have a sneaky suspicion he's going to be a good horse for us this summer. Eternity Road got the day off, had a couple of splints cryo and injected an ankle on him. No concerns with him from the vet, so that's great. He'll be back in action next week. First Glance was goofing off. He's going to find his way into the principal's office, I believe, this week. I'll go with him all week, starting on Monday. Fox Valley Britska has looked great. For the past while and looked awesome yesterday. Really, really happy with him. Frilly Fringes was good again. As I said, a great learning experience for her yesterday. Girls with Swirls made a few little breaks. Now that Danny's down and out, it looks like I'm going to be going down in that barn quite a bit more anyway. So Girls with Swirls and me will lock horns starting tomorrow. Gray is a new red, stall rest for another 5 weeks, but no big deal there. She's been fine. GW Chrome made a break yesterday. A rare break for him. I'm not really concerned with it. I don't know what was going on with GW Chrome yesterday. It could be the fact that he trained at 2:45 in the afternoon when we're usually done and gone home. That could be it. Could be the fact that he stood on the cross ties for 45 minutes while we tried to get the last set open. Could have been a lot of things. Nevertheless, he made a break, and it has been an anomaly, and I suspect it will continue to be an anomaly. Holy Chick injured herself. Looks like she cracked a bone. She's going to be done for probably most of her 2-year-old season, but as I said to somebody yesterday, bones heal. I would rather, after doing this for a long time, it sounds stupid and it's hard to believe, but I would much rather any broken bone almost, rather than a torn suspensory or tendon or something like that. Very unfortunate, but at the same time, you could see the wheels start to wobble on her just as we started to step on the accelerator when we took the corks off in March. She'd get on the line, she'd make a couple of rare breaks. That was the beginning of it, I think, for our girl, Holy Chick. Not a big deal. Whatever cracked. When she sounds up, we'll take her to the vet and find out exactly what it is. I would suspect she cracked a sesamoid behind, left hind. But whatever it is, it'll heal. It's not a big deal. We'll get her checked out in the next week or two. Same as all the other horses, same as Danny now. You're looking at 6 weeks for a bone to heal and then a little bit of light rehab. And when you feel up to it, not too much effort, but when you feel up to it, you'd start working again. All this time will probably heal up a number of little things bothering Holy Chick. I might just give her 6 weeks in the stall and another month or 2 in the field and aim for the fall for Holy Chick. Not a big deal. This affiliate proved, you know, she's always been a very competitive filly, a nice filly, and I certainly have no interest in giving up on her, and a little cracked bone is certainly not going to deter me from getting her to the races, and I suspect it won't deter her from getting to the races also. Italian Grit was a coming out party for him yesterday. He was flying on the end of the mile. Mark Adams sent me this colt, and him and I own him, and I didn't know what to think. I mean, the first time I saw him, I was look at this thing. And he has never had great weeks that he put together over and over and over again, but he was great last week. He was good on Wednesday, and he was very, very good on this Saturday. He's actually looking bigger, too. Since the grass come out, since the sun come out, it's springtime. I know that the world is a different place than it was last spring, even than it was 2 months ago, but Italian Grit looks like a really, really nice horse. Just, no, I can't go out and say, yeah, he's a super stake colt. He looked impressive on Saturday, and hopefully we can extrapolate, you know, we can move forward with that and have him get better and better and better. I would like his impressiveness to compound over the next month or so, but he looked great yesterday. Eclair AM continues to look great. Now she's kind of in the shadow of the other 2 Pennsylvania fillies, right? Fairly Fringes and One My Heart Hanover, but I don't know if she should be. This is a filly that was 3 wide. I shoved her 3 wide before the mile marker, cleared off the lead, and had them by 3 lengths, just buggy riding down the lane. Walk on the Moon was coming like Seabiscuit down the lane, it seemed like. From my vantage point, I thought that that Walk on the Moon got him. It really doesn't matter. Who cares if he got her or he didn't? Both the horses looked awesome. And Eclair AM looked very good. Johnny said never put a step in. Remember, she was making breaks. Even with the hobbles on the first week, she made a break on me down by the wire. We made some shoeing changes, put the hobbles on her, changed her shoes, made some equipment changes. She looks awesome now. Really impressed with Eclair AM. I'm a Lovely Lady continues to look very, very good and looked great yesterday. I'm on Hill on Wheels. Had a bad day. Who cares? He had a bad day Saturday. There's always next Saturday. Jazzy Judy. There's no next Saturday for her. She had her knee cleaned up and operated on. She's got 8 weeks, I believe, in the stall, so another 7 weeks starting tomorrow. No big deal. As far as her timeline is concerned, her first stake race is September 23rd, and she's well on course to still make that. I had her completely floor scoped the day before we sent her down to get operated on. Just wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything else. And there was nothing wrong with her at all. Little roughness on her left sesamoid, which makes sense. She was over on the right shaft, a little rolly left hind. If we need to, we can cryo that sesamoid when she comes back. But nothing that will stop Jazzy Judy from not racing on September 23rd. So timeline is intact for her. Jesse Balboa is continuing to look good quietly. You guys don't see it. He may be a couple of weeks from really showing it off, but he looked good yesterday. He kind of got tangled up in that whole mess. Didn't get to finish the set. But Jesse Balboa never got hurt. Looks great. He's going forward. Keystone Raven will be off till, she won't get a crack at them till probably late in the summer, maybe fall. She had a OCD removed from the back of her sesamoid. Kind of a painful area, so we want to give her all the time in the world to heal. Let's Roll On got tangled up in behind them also. He had to grab up and made a break when James and Kevin got tangled up. And Let's Roll On, you guys didn't notice that was his first day with the belly band trotting hobbles on. He looked great. Steve said he felt great. Really excited to see how he's going to come forward now. Lincoln Hanover, couldn't ask him to do anything more than he's been doing. Man, oh man, he looks good. Mario and Deb have done a great job with him. Miss Meringue, obviously, hard luck filly. You can look at it 2 ways. Good luck in the fact that she's been involved in 2 incidents, and all that's come out of it is a couple of stitches. Bad luck in the fact that she's been involved in 2 incidents, but she never got hurt seriously in either of them, and was looking good right up until she got tangled up yesterday. Mama Knows Best, the most odd scratch I've seen. She was scratched because she ate. Because after the 11th set, rather than just coming up and saying, hey, are we going with the 12th set, they're way down in Jason's barn in Shed Row 12. And the caretaker just brought it upon himself to strip all the harness off him and feed her. Frustrating, but nevertheless, she got out of her work because she was fed. So I'll go with her on Wednesday. We'll see if we can get her under control. I'm sure there's no problem there. Mom Knows Best has been great. Momo looked good yesterday. Just got run down by the little girl, by Captain's Maid. Nevertheless, Momo continues to look good. My Jazz looked good. She was just at the back. I think I'm going to go with My Jazz a couple of times, see how she really feels. I was very happy with her all along. She looked fantastic. Paige went with her a week ago Wednesday and looked good. Looked really, really good. And then she looked fine on Steve. She only ever made one mistake on Steve. The filly's been a good filly. I just want to see what she can do. So maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of horses I still want to go with. She's on the list. She's just probably near the bottom. No Free Lunch continues to do his work well. Go with him. This is a horse, you know, he's been hiding under the radar for a while. I think this is a good horse. And I want to see. We're going to see this week how No Free Lunch is. Northern Blizzard just proved my point yesterday. Incredibly powerful, strong colt. Did his work really, really well. Danny's done just an incredible job with him. Off-Road Hanover. Again, a little bit of an underachiever, but that might be work-related. He's going to do some heavy lifting this week, and we will see how he does. Perfect Record looked fantastic. Got the hobbles on him. He showed a lot of tenacity to hold on and do his work well and win yesterday. Very impressed with him. Rito Sunshine kind of got interfered yesterday with Harry. Said he was a little rolly on the deeper track, but overall he was pretty good. Rose Run Why Not? I'm going to get, for those of you out there saying, can you please go for Rose Run Why Not? I'm going to get a chance to this week. Danny's at a commission now, so I'll go with Rose Run Why Not this week. She's been doing great. I know everybody just wants to see their horses win, but I put Rose Run Why Not in with the toughest horses all year, and she is a very nice filly and looked very, very good yesterday. Danny has done a great job with her. I guess I'll start going with her soon enough. Roy Hill looked great again. Set the mood. Bumpy in the turns, made a couple of breaks, so that happens. But can't fault him. See him finishing up his mile. He was flying on the end of it. Set the Mood's a tough competitor. So Admirables looked good all along and looked great again yesterday. So did Saurus Blue Chip. Saurus, I don't care. Saurus Blue Chip has looked good for a while and looked good again yesterday. Stacy Hanover, that was her best mile of her life yesterday. Really, really, really happy with Stacy Hanover. Sunshine in May kind of got jammed up and was involved with that little incident yesterday. Didn't get to finish her mile, but looked like she was well in hand doing her work yesterday. Surreal Love had a curb crowd. He'll start back Monday and be in the training set probably Saturday. Sweet Ambitions continues to fly under the radar and look good. I went with her about maybe a month ago. I thought she looked fine. She's one of those horses that always does her work well, so she doesn't really get a ton of attention, which isn't a bad thing, right? She's doing her work well. On Wednesday, she run off on us. I know that last Wednesday. And yesterday, she just looked good. Tanzanite Tricks looked good. Finished up right behind Stacy Hanover and finished up strong. That's my girl. Probably one of the better miles from yesterday that we didn't do much talking about was how she came first over, dropped in the 2-hole down the lane, and was coming to me under the wire. But James said she got half like 104, 103 in a piece in the jog cart and looked very, very good. This is a big, powerful filly that I got very, very, very high hopes for this summer. The Fat Cobra got interfered with a little bit yesterday. I might sneak the Cobra down to Barn 5 and start going with him a little bit more. It's time for him to be doing a little more work. Maybe about a month ago I went with him a couple of times. I thought he was fine. But now's the time to do a little bit more work. So we'll clamp down on the Cobra this week. Tipsy and Dixie was good. We were just doing a ton of trotting on the end of it. So Harry just let her saunter along. I know a lot of people are like, well, can he not put her in gear? He doesn't have to do much. This is a muscle mass filly that is a beautiful filly to do anything with. Just let her do her work. She's going to be a nice horse. I don't know if she grassroots or a gold colt. You can be sure regardless she's a very, very nice filly. And Tipsy and Dixie's well on her way to getting to the races. Walk on the Moon could not look any better than he looked yesterday. That was an exceptional finishing kick from Walk on the Moon. That's what we want to see. Just a beautiful trotter. Mario's done a great job with this horse. He looks fantastic. Warwee was up. Looked good yesterday. James got away fourth with him. He said, yeah, he's a really, really nice colt, this colt. Big, powerful colt. He's going to be a nice horse for us. Warwee, welcome. Week off yesterday, but the week before the mile she went just says it all. She's just a very, very nice horse. She looked great. Yes, looked great this week. Jogging looked awesome. Training last week. Well and down. Principal's office this week for the full week. I'll be going with her starting tomorrow. Won My Heart Hanover. Just got an easy week with Amy. Amy loves the filly, and I think the filly loves Amy. Just out for a little jog yesterday. You can see there was zero stress in her body language. It's almost like she knew, yeah, we're just going to go for a jog today. You know, when I go with her, it's all business. You put her in gear, and she is airborne. And yesterday she was like, we're just going to go out and jog along. And she just had fun and looked good doing it. So very, very happy with Won My Heart Hanover. Overall, just a great, great day of training. Obviously, the thing in set 11 was upsetting, but nevertheless, overall, the day was just a great day. So, as I said, some pretty cool news. Bad news with Danny and Aaron. They'll come back. But some pretty cool news in the fact that we bought like a starting gate thing. So 3 horses can go on the gate. We're going to start some gate work with the 2-year-olds on Wednesday and Saturday. You might even see the odd gate work in a drone video coming up in the near future. But for now, I'm going to let you guys go. It is a beautiful day. It's plus 17. I'm going to go have a little catch with Ollie in the backyard and try and soak up some of this sun and forget about the world right now. So I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for all the kind notes and all the concern about Danny. Everybody will heal up and be okay. Danny did end up with a broken ankle, and Aaron did end up with an injured wrist, but both will recover in due time. So that's it for me. That's it for everybody at the stable. I hope you are coping well. Hope you're staying sane, healthy, happy. Racing will be here soon. Take care.